Good day. Good day, eh? Hope everyone is well. Mute the desktop audio. Setting this all up properly is more difficult than I understand how to do most of the time. But that's okay. By the way, ZS and Katie Pie? Yes. Katie Pie, thank you both for the follows while I've been offline. This is Between the Lines by Matt Anderson. You'll come out of nowhere and treat you to wine. He'll speak to your body, he'll sing to your mind. You'll follow him home, he'll show you a time. Keep your heart between the lines. Roses for healing, chocolate for time, kisses to make up, to apologize. He leans in with innocent eyes. Keep your heart between the lines. What's your hurry? Why so fast? These days lay before you, soon be your past. Don't settle for love, that'll leave you behind. Only take the best from whatever you find. No matter how hard, you've got to try. Keep your heart between the lines. No matter how hard, you've got to try. Keep your heart between the lines. There we go. That was Between the Lines by Mr. Matt Anderson. I really enjoy that song. Bring up my tabs folder and put that one in the played folder. So, just over 4 years ago now, I suffered from a hemorrhagic stroke, which is a brain bleed. That's it right there. The hemorrhagic stroke I suffered on March 19th of 2018 erased my memory. Stopped me from being able to transfer short-term memories into long-term memories. So it's made life difficult, I guess is the easiest way to say it. But still livable. Let's play Bird on a Wire by Mr. Leonard Cohen after that. bird on a wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir. I have tried in my ways to be free, like a fish on a hook, like a knight in some old-fashioned book. I have saved all my ribbons for thee. If I have been unkind, I hope that you will just let it go by. And if I have been untrue, I just hope you know it was never to you. Like a baby stillborn, like a beast with its home, I have torn everyone reached out to me. And I swear by this song and by all that I have done wrong, I will make it all up to thee. Saw a young man leaning on his wooden crutch. He called out to me, don't ask for so much. The young woman leaning in her darkened door, she cried out to me, why not ask for more? Like a bird on a wire, like a drunken old midnight choir, I have tried in my ways to be free. Like a bird on a wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir, I have tried in my ways to be free. There we go, that was Bird on a Wire by Mr. Leonard Cohen. Ba, 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 ba. Wishy Weird by Pink Floyd. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange walk-on part in the war or lead role in the cage? wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have I found the same old fear? Wish you were here. That was Wishy Weird by Mr. Pink Floyd. Now, I mentioned the bad short-term to long-term memory, but it's strange that I'm able to learn new music even after. I'll play you a song I originally knew on piano, but I can't remember how to play the piano, so I don't know how to play it like that anymore. I thought I'd take a final walk. The tide of public opinion had started to abate, and the neighbors, bless them, it turned out to be all talk. I could see their frightened faces peering at me through the gate, and I was looking for an end to this, for some kind of closure. Time moved so rapidly, I had no hope of keeping track of it, and I thought of my friends who had died of exposure. I remembered other ones who had died from the lack of it, and in my best shoes I started falling forward down the street. Leafed through church and crowd. Love followed behind me, just panting at my feet, as the steeple tore the stomach from a lonely little cloud. Inside I sat seeking the presence of a God. I leafed through the pictures in a leather-bound book, and I saw a woolly lamb dozing in an issue of blood, and a gilt Jesus shivering on a fisherman's hook. And babe, it seems so long since you've been gone away, and I just gotta say that it grows darker with the day. Back on the street I saw a great big smiling sun. It was a good day, an evil day, and all was bright and new. And it seemed to me that most destruction was being done by those who could not choose between the two. Amateurs, dilettantes, hacks, cowboys, clones. Streets groaned with little Caesars, Napoleons, and cunts. Their building blocks and their tiny plastic phones, counting on their fingers with their crumbs down their fronts. So I passed by your garden, saw you with your flowers, the camellias, magnolias, and azaleas so sweet. You stood there invisible in the panicking crowds. You looked so beautiful in the rising heat. Smell smoke, see little fires bursting on the lawns. People carry on regardless, listening to their hands. Great cracks appear in the pavement, the earth yawns, bored and disgusted to do us down, babe. It seems so long since you've been gone away, and I just gotta say that it grows darker with the day. The streets are frozen, now I come and go, full of a longing for something I do not know. My father sits slumped in the deepening snow as I search in and out, above, about, and below. It seems so long since you've been gone away, and I hope and I pray that it grows darker with the day. Really, that was Darker with the Day by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Next, I'll play you a song that my mother asked me to learn after my brain injury, which is Better Boat by Kenny Chesney. I was never a fan of country music before my brain bleed, but after it, it's really not so bad, and that's heartbreaking to say out loud. Guitar pick. Spend a lot of time alone. More than I'd like to. I'm okay with staying home. My, how the last few months have changed. I'm smiling more despite the pain. I breathe in, I breathe out. Got friends to call who let me talk about what ain't working, what's still hurting. All the things I feel like cussing out. Now and then I let it go. I ride the waves I can't control, learning how to build a better boat. I hate waiting, ain't no patience in these hands. I ain't complaining, sometimes it's hard to change a man. I think I'm stronger than I was. I let God do what He does. I breathe in, I breathe out. Got friends to call who let me talk about what ain't working, what's still hurting. All the things I feel like cussing out. Now and then I let it go. I ride the waves I can't control, learning how to build a better boat. I breathe in, I breathe out. Got friends to call who let me talk about what ain't working, what's still hurting. All the things I feel like cussing out. Now and then I let it go. I ride the waves I can't control. If it's working, I don't know. When I get done, the thing may not float. Learning how to build a better boat. There we go. That was Better Boat by Kenny Chesney. Like I said, I was never really a fan of country music before my brain injury, but after it's really not that bad. It's heartbreaking to say out loud. This is the first song I remembered after my brain injury. It's True Love Will Find You in the End by Daniel Johnston. And Daniel Johnston was a young man who was diagnosed with schizophrenia as well as bipolar disorder. He had a very difficult life, but it's a beautiful song. Will find you in the end. You'll find out just who was your friend. Don't be sad, I know you will. Don't give up until true love will find you in the end. A promise with a catch. It's only if you're looking will it find you. 'Cause true love is searching too. How will it recognize you unless you step out into the light? Don't be sad, I know you will. Don't give up until true love will find you in the end. Don't be sad, I know you will. Don't give up until true love will find you in the end. Don't be sad, I know you will. Give up until true love finds you in the end. There we go. That was True Love Will Find You in the End by Daniel Johnston. Let's play Times Like This by the Foo Fighters after that. Drives away and follows you back home. I'm a streetlight shining, blind, bright and burning off and on. Sometimes like this you learn to live again. It's times like this you give and give again. It's times like this you learn to love again. It's times like this, it's time and time again. I'm a new day rising, brand new sky, dragging your stars at night. I'm a little divided, burn away and leave it all behind. It's times like this you learn to live again. It's times like this you give and give again. It's times like this, it's time and time again. It's times like this you learn to live again. It's times like this you give and give again. It's times like this you learn to love again. It's times like this, it's time and time again. There you go. That was Times Like These by the Foo Fighters. Ba, 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 da, ba. I'm going to play the Head by a Century by the Tragically Hip after that. First thing we climb a tree, and maybe then we talk, or sit silently and listen to our thoughts, the illusions of someday, cast in the golden light, no dress rehearsal right, this is our life. And that's when the hornet stung me, I had a feverish dream, with revenge and death. And disappointing you is getting me down. There we go. That one was a Head by a Century by the Tragically Hip. Move that to the played folder. I realized right now I didn't send out any of my tweets or anything, so I'm going to do that now while I'm thinking about it. Which means I'm going to have to open my stream announcement thingy here. And copy this. And post it here. And tweet that. And then go here. And copy this and post it in the Discord. And post that here. Not with the word Discord at the top, that's not the important part. That's for me. Much better. And then back here. There we go, and then to the tabs folder. OBS over there. There we go. Everything's sort of resolved, I guess. Still failed. Things happen. That's all right. This is Born Losers by Matthew Good. life you wouldn't hold, give or break your plans. Drapes across the corner in a squatter, for your lies at night to sleep between my hands. When the lights go out, this whole place gets ugly. When they're out, oh, strangers fall in love. Could never say that flat out you don't want me. I could never say that halfway ain't enough. New orders on the turntable, we're dancing. So what else do you do when you don't talk? Crucified to crawl into your mansion. Yeah, that's why I learned to crawl before I walk. We're back where we belong. Straight back where we belong. No days for nights, no cocaine comes. Just back where we take me out back to your piranha and beat me until I can't even stand. Your whole life a place without no landing key. So if this is it, then come on, let me land. That trailer trash pedigree is calling. Rats you out when you're down on all fours. Me, I like to cast my death on yesterday. What doesn't kill us now just makes us better whores. We're back where we belong. Straight back where we belong. No days for nights, no cocaine comes. Just back where we to this but your daughter. Life you wouldn't all give or break your plans. Drapes across the corner in a squatter, for your lies at night to sleep between my hands. There we go. That was Born Losers by Matthew Good. This is one of my brother's favorite songs. This is Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. Mama told me when I was young, come sit beside me, my only son, and listen closely to what I say. And if you do this, you'll help me some sunny day. Oh yeah. your time. Don't live too fast. Troubles will come and they will pass. You'll find a woman, you'll find love. And don't forget, my son, someone up above. Be a simple kind of man, and be something you love and understand. Be a simple kind of man, and do this, oh son, if you can. Forget your lust, a rich man's gold. All that you need is in your soul. You can do this, oh baby, if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied. Maybe be a simple kind of man. Be a something you love and understand. Be a simple kind of man. You can do this for me, baby, if you can. Don't worry, you'll find yourself. Follow your heart, nothing else. You can do this, oh baby, if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied. Maybe be a simple kind of man. Be a something you love and understand. Be a simple kind of man. Do this for me, son, if you can. There we go. That one was Simple Man by Mr. Leonard Skinner. Next one here is going to be Hurt by Johnny Cash, originally by Nine Inch Nails. Myself today to see if I still feel. I'll focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away. I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I'll wear this crown of thorns on my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I could start again. Million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. Here we go, that was Hurt by Johnny Cash. I spoke about the brain bleed and being able to learn new songs. This is the new song I learned this week. This is the Sun Shines Down on Me by Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson was a young man who suffered from schizophrenia as well as a bipolar disorder, I think. I don't remember. It's on the top of my other song by him. But he had a very difficult life and way more wrong with him than that, as far as I can tell, but not a doctor, so. I'm getting closer to the facts. I've turned my back on silly dreams. I'm walking down a lonely road, a heavy road. Didn't bother to bring it. The sun shines down on me. I feel like I deserve it. The sun shines down. I'm hiding out where you can't see, behind a wall. I'm back of a room. I'm crawling slowly through the dark, feeling for a punchline. The sun shines down on me. I feel like I deserve it. The sun shines down. I'm walking down a lonely road now. Because you're on it, I'm getting closer to a hope that I can carry and take with me. The sun shines down on me. I feel like I deserve it. The sun shines down on me. I feel like I had earned it. The sun shines down. There we go. That was The Sun Shines Down on Me by Daniel Johnson. This is Chelsea Hotel Number 2 by Leonard Cohen. This is a song I learned years ago and remembered, actually. So I don't really understand the way my brain functions or doesn't function. I don't know. Remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. You were talking so brave and so sweet, giving me head on the unmade bed while the limousines wait in the street. Those were the reasons, and that was New York. We were running for the money and flesh, and that was called love for the workers in song. Probably still is for those of them left. You got away, oh, didn't you, baby? You just turned your back on the crowd. And you got away. I never once heard you say that I need you. I don't need you. I need you. I don't need you. And all of that jiving around. I remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. You were famous, your heart was a legend. You told me again you preferred handsome men, but for me you would make an exception. And clenching your fist for the ones like us who are oppressed by the figures of beauty. You fixed yourself and said, well, never mind. We are ugly, but we have the music. You got away, oh, didn't you, baby? You just turned your back on the crowd. You got away. I never once heard you say that I need you. I don't need you. I need you. I don't need you. And all of that jiving around. I don't mean to suggest that I've loved you the best. Can't keep track of each falling robin. Remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. That's all. I don't think of you that often. There you go. That was Chelsea Hotel Number 2 by Mr. Leonard Cohen. Ba-ba-da-ba. I'm going to have to take a pee. That's going to have to happen. So I'm going to put some music on and do that. Be right back. And we're back. Ba, 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 ba. One of my regular viewers asked me to learn this song, and I agreed because I'm crazy. Because I don't know this song at all, but I like learning new music, so it's fun. This is Don't Panic by Coldplay, maybe. All that we've fought for, homes, places we've grown, all that we're done for. We live in a beautiful world. Crap. We live in a beautiful world. Sinking like stone, all that we've fought for. Homes, places we've grown, all that we're done for. We live in a beautiful world. Yeah, we do, yeah, we do. We live in a beautiful world. Nothing to run from. Yeah, 'cause everyone here has someone to lean on. There we go. That was Don't Panic by Coldplay. Played almost appropriately. I know I failed a little bit there, but considering, like I said, that's not even a song I was aware of till I listened to it like 3 times and read the chords for. So I don't understand the way my memory works and doesn't work at the same time because, like I said, I suffer from a brain bleed, which the hippocampus, it's a tiny part in the middle of your brain. It's like a finger-sized piece of your brain that sits in the frontal cortex. And that piece of the brain was squished by the blood pressing down on the outside of the brain. It was not the worst kind of brain bleed, but because it wasn't an aneurysm, it was a hemorrhagic stroke. So it didn't kill me. Close, but The likelihood of having a second one in the first 3 years was like 60% or something like that. And I just passed the 4-year mark, so still alive and doing well. Pretty good, honestly. You Are My Sunshine by Jimmy Davis. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, when I was sleeping, dreamt I held you in my arms. And I woke up, dear, I was only dreaming. So I held my head and cried. My sunshine, my only sunshine. Make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Always love you and make you happy. You will only do the same. And if you leave me to love another, it will shatter all my dreams. All my sunshine, my only sunshine. Make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You told me once, dear, you really loved me. No one else could come between. Now you've left me to love another, and it shattered all my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. There we go. That was You Are My Sunshine by Jimmy Davis, written with Charles Mitchell in 1939. Move that to the plate folder. About you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love. Hold her tight, so happy together. I could call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me. It ease my mind, imagine how the world would be. So very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how we toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how we happy together. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Me and you and me, no matter how we toss the dice, has to be the only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. Together, so happy together, so happy together, so happy together. There we go. That was Happy Together by the Turtles. Move that to the played folder. Volcano by Damien Rice. Don't hold yourself like that. You'll hurt your knees. I kissed your mouth and back. It's all you need. Don't build your world around volcanoes melt you down, and what I am to you is not real. What I am to you is not what you need. What I am to you is not what you mean to me. Give me miles and miles of mountains. Ask for the sea. Yourself like that in front of me. I kiss your mouth and back. It's all you need. Don't drag your love around. Volcanoes melt me down, and what I am to you is not what you need. What I am to you is not what you need. What I am to you is not what you mean to me. Give me miles and miles of mountains. Ask for the view is not what you're going through. It's like nothing new. Just another phase of finding what you really need. It's what makes me bleed like a new disease. Still too young to treat. There we go. That was Volcano, English, Volcano by Damien Rice. As I get more tired, my brain functions at a lower frequency, I guess is the best way to say it, like less and less. So if I get too tired, I will just say goodnight and sign off. But I'm got a bit left in me still for a little while now. It's Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. Baffled kings composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Say I took the name in vain. I don't even know the name, and if I did, well, really, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you've heard, the holy or the broken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I learned to touch. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord a song. Nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Now, baby, I've been here before. I know this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Our love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. There was a time you let me know it's really going on below, but now you never show it to me, do you? Remember when I moved in you and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above. All I ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. It's not a cry you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 There we go. That was Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. Ba ba da ba. This is Gravedigger by Dave Matthews. Cyrus Jones, 1810 to 1913. He made his great-grandchildren believe you can live to 103. 103 is forever when you're just a little kid. So Cyrus Jones, he lived forever. Gravedigger, when you dig my grave, make it shallow so that I can feel the rain. Gravedigger. Nero stole 1903 to 1954. She lost both of her babies in the Second Great War. You should never have to watch as your only children are lowered in the ground. You should never have to bury your own babies. Gravedigger, when you dig my grave, make it shallow so that I can feel the rain. Gravedigger. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes to ashes. We all fall down. Gravedigger, when you dig my grave, make it shallow so I can feel the rain. Gravedigger. Little Mikey Carson, 67 to 75. He rode his bike like the devil until the day he died. When he grows up, he wants to be Mr. Vertigo on flying trapeze. 1940 to 1992. Gravedigger, when you dig my grave, make it shallow so that I can feel the rain. Gravedigger, when you dig my grave, make it shallow so that I can feel the rain. Gravedigger, you dig my grave, won't you make it shallow so I can feel the rain. Gravedigger. 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 There we go. That was Gravedigger by Dave Matthews. This is Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. A child arrived just the other day, came into the world in the usual way. Planes to catch, bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking before I knew it. And as he grew, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Sun turned 10 just the other day. Said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Teach me to throw, I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. Walked away and his smile never dimmed. He said, gonna be like him, yeah. No, I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then, son. You know we'll have a good time then. I came home from college just the other day, so much like a man I just had to say, proud of you, can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, really like that is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them please? The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. Said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. New job's a hassle and the kids with the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. As I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, you've grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. There we go, that was Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Ba-ba-da-ba. Move that to the played folder. And next is going to be Chocolate Jesus by Tom Waits. Bam, 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 bam. I don't go to church on Sunday. I don't get on my knees to pray. Don't memorize the books or the Bible. I got my own special way. I know that Jesus, He loves me. Maybe just a little bit more. I fall down on my knees every Sunday at Sir Elderly's candy store. It's got to be a chocolate Jesus, make me feel good inside. It's got to be a chocolate Jesus, keep me satisfied. I don't want no wabba zabba, I don't want no almond joy. There ain't nothing better, more suitable for this boy. The only thing that can pick me up, better than a cup of gold. See, only a chocolate Jesus can satisfy my soul. When the weather gets rough and it's whiskey in the shade, it's best to wrap your savior up in cellophane. And he flows like the big muddy, but that's okay. Pour him over ice cream for a nice parfait. It's got to be a chocolate Jesus, good enough for me. It's got to be a chocolate Jesus, good enough for me. It's got to be a chocolate Jesus. Make me feel good inside. It's got to be a chocolate Jesus and keep me satisfied. There we go. That was Chocolate Jesus by Tom Waits. I am a huge fan of that song, honestly. This is Champions of Nothing by Matt Good. Hollywood runs out of Indians. Bar stars melting, golden hair turns to glass. Hollywood runs out of Indians. Bubble bursts in the first time, come forth by the last. There's something in the way you move, makes me catch a cold. Something in you're too cool for school. Slide up and down my pole. Something in the way you look only casts a shadow. Hollywood runs out of Indians. Only the Indians will know. In the head, pass it around, begging for a bed, pass it around. What you'd say, and it makes me feel nothing. There's a car waiting to take me to something. End of my rope, there's a new world, it's snowing. The globe it starts shaking. Was it me not worth knowing? The white coats are melting, the snow down the mountains, the process of rivers, or hallways and fountains. And I'd say, you'd say, it makes me feel nothing. And there's a man waiting to take me to something that I'm for, that I'm for. Hell, it looks red, all its pictures. My sisters sing laments, their skin blisters. Hallelujahs down on the floor. Nobody goes above dance. No, not no more. Say the sun's still shining. In your core, I ain't I'd say what you'd say, and it makes me feel nothing. There's a car waiting, take me to something. At the end of my rope there's a new world, it's snowing. The globe it starts shaking. Was it me not worth knowing? The white coats are melting, the snow down the mountains, the process, the rivers, the hallways and fountains. And I'd say what you'd say, it makes me feel nothing. There's a man waiting to take me to something that I'm for, 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 that I'm for. Oh. There we go. That was Champion of Nothing by Mr. Matthew Good. Take a listen, child, if you can. I'm gonna tell you a story now of a broken man. Done build his walls, son, as they all caved in. Done lost what love now, and kill him in the end. Light in your tunnel, child, lost which way to go. Oh, take it here to heaven. Feel like I don't belong. Oh, if life was music, yours would be on a torn and tattered song. There we go, that was Torn and Tattered by Pride and Glory. You wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright colors on my back, why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone. There's a reason for the things that I have on. I'll wear the black for the poor and beaten down, the hopeless, hungry side of town. I'll wear it for the prisoners who have long since paid his crime. He's just there 'cause he's the victim of the times. I'll wear the black for those who've never read or listened to the words that Jesus said. Out about the road of happiness, the love of charity. They think that there's a straight to you and me. Mighty, I suppose, the streak of lightning, cars and fancy clothes. Just as a reminder, man in black. I wear it for the sick and lonely old, reckless ones who believe in never gold. I wear the black men. I wear it for the thousands who have died, believing the Lord was on their side. I wear it for the thousand men who died, believing that they were on their side. The things they've never been right, I know. And things are changing everywhere you go. Till the start of never every day, and tell the world that everything's okay. Try to carry a little darkness on my back. Men in black. That's Men in Black. That's the first time I've played that song after my brain injury. I did the chords the other day, and I forgot to practice it at all, but I did okay. Just I missed some words, but that's all right. This is Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young. Caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Oh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, the damage done. Sing the song because I love the man. I know that some of you don't understand. Milk blood to keep from running out. I've seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone. Every junk is like a setting sun. That was Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young. There is a house in New Orleans. They call sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sold my new blue jeans. My father, he was a gambling man way down in New Orleans. And the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a gun. And the only time you keep him satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Mother, tell your children not to do what I have done, not to spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. One foot on the platform, the other is on the train, and I'm going back to New Orleans to swing that ball and chain. In New Orleans, they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. There we go. That was House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. Blue skies over my head, give me another reason to get out of bed. Blue sky, shine on my face, give me another woman to take her place. Ain't got no money, cupboards are bare, no cigarettes, Kids got nothing to wear. She walked out without a word. Now the only sound left is the morning birds singing. Blue skies over my head. Another reason to get out of bed. Blue skies shine on my face. Give me another woman to take her place. Blue skies over my head. Another reason to get out of bed. Blue skies shine on her face. Give me another woman to take her place. Give me another woman to take her place. That one was Blue Skies by Tom Waits. It's off his first album, I'm pretty sure. Before he found his deep voice and gravelly gravel pit voice, I guess is the best way to say it. When I first woke up in the hospital, this was the only song I remember. This is Spoke in the Wheel, and then I'm going to play Bridge to Cross. They're both by Black Label Society right after that. The fact that this is the only song I remembered makes me question how memory works. Because this is a difficult song. I guess I stored it in more of my brain than the rest of my music. I don't know. Lord, I question whether I've had my fill. Lord, I question whether I can take much more. You may laugh as I lay here bleeding, babe. No more rafters or befores. Someday you'll know just how it feels. You left me there twice before, child. Someday you'll know just how it feels. Shattered, cast aside, stripped of your pride like you were never nothing special, babe. Beg and be another spoke in the wheel. Oh, in the wheel. So you say I'm just another dollar, babe. So you say I'm just another day. Once my blood was strong, but now it's jaded and it's thin. Unlike you, can still tell right from wrong. Someday you'll know just how it feels. You left me there twice before, child. Someday you'll know just how it feels. Shattered, cast aside, stripped of your pride like you were never nothing special, babe. Can feel another spoke in the wheel. Oh, in the wheel. Second guessing all that I once said. I once said. Oh, I once said. Oh, I once said. Oh, I once said. Oh, must be here. the more I'm down, less I understand. Once so fine, now so lost I ask no questions. One more bridge to cross. All is black and white. Wouldn't change even if I could. I'll take what I'm handed, whether it's damned or if it's good. If it's good, oh, if it's good, oh, if it's good, oh, if it's good, oh, a spirit is bent, it's blood on my hands. The more I'm down, less I understand. Once so found, now so lost I ask no questions. One more bridge to cross. I ask no questions. One more bridge to cross. There we go, that was Smoke in the Wheel and then Bridge to Cross, both by Black Label Society. Move those both to the play folder. Oh crap. Silent Army in the Trees by Mr. Matthew Good. Will you find or will you be? You gotta trade for company. Those plastic guns and infantry. Silent Army in the trees. This ain't the woods behind the house. Ain't nobody screaming out for you to come inside me. Holding your friends and watching them lead. Wore camouflage on Halloween. Plastic bag and M16. Door to door and house to house. Ain't nobody handing out. Nothing's ever what it seems. Even if it is, and it justify means. With plastic guns and infantry. Silent Army in the trees. Won't you let me down? World away and still somehow can't shake the feelings that you're in. Another man's arms wrapped tight around you. Lights at night, lights in our Humvees. Never thought I'd live to see the day I'd be afraid of little kids playing in the streets. No, this ain't the woods behind the house. Ain't nobody screaming out for you to come inside me. Holding your friends and watching them leave. I'm on fire. All eyes on the outside. Old man seeds, two metal legs to get along. Ain't got much of the one to stand on. Sometimes at night, hear it roll. 100 cars out, I'm pulling out slow like the engine inside your head. Dark like your side of the bed, yeah, nothing's ever what it seems. Even if it is, then it's justified means with plastic guns and infantry. Silent army in the trees. There we go. That one was Silent Army in the Trees by Mr. Matthew Good. Sailing away. Okay. This is Everybody Knows by Leonard Cohen. Everybody knows the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. Poor stay poor and the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the boat is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody broken feeling. Their father or their dog just died. Everybody's talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates amongst them rows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows you love me, baby. Everybody knows you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful. Give or take a night or two. Everybody knows you've been discreet. There's just so many people you just had to meet without your clothes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows you never, never. Everybody knows it's me or you. Everybody knows that you live forever when you've done a line or two. Everybody knows you feel it's rotten. Old Black Joe still picking cotton, ribbons and bows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the plague is coming. Everybody knows it's moving fast. Everybody knows the naked man or woman just shining artifacts of the past. Everybody knows the deal is rotten. There's a meter on your bed. It is close. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows you're in trouble. Everybody knows it's. Everybody. Crap. Everybody knows you're in trouble. Everybody. Knows what you've been through. Cross Calvary to the beach of Malibu. Everybody knows that falling apart. Look at your sacred heart rather than close. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows, everybody knows, that's how it goes. everybody knows. Well, my brain is getting tired, but I got at least one more song in me. Tell by how I was playing that last song, it's like, all right, no, I'm starting to get exhausted. So, let's do Machine Gun Man, because it's a song I learned years and years ago and sticks with me. Tell me what, a young man, mama, what you got to live for? Caught in the shuffle, child, of everyday woe. Searching for some trouble, Lord, I'm sure you can find. Spend your whole life fighting some, meet your dying time. It's a shame, Lord. Trigger be his only friend, it's a shame. Oh yeah, but it ain't, no, never gonna end. That's right, he's a bucket full of hate. Don't give a damn what fate awaits. Machine Gun Man, he ain't got no future, he ain't got no plan. What fate awaits the Machine Gun Man. Machine Gun Man, oh yeah. Step aside, John. I don't see the day. Trail of confusion, mama, don't lead my way. The only thing worth killing, Lord, be killing time. Only soul worth saving now, mama, be saving mine. It's a shame, Lord. Trigger be his only friend, it's a shame. Oh yeah, but it ain't, no, gonna end. That's right, it's a pocket full of pain. Don't give a damn what fate awaits. Machine Gun Man, he ain't got no future, he ain't got no plan. What fate awaits. Machine Gun Man, he keep a shooting on mama like any old fool would do. Lord, the life he be leading ain't the one he has to choose. That's right, as he walks on out the door, his mom breaks down to cry. Oh, as she waves, Machine Gun Man, Machine Gun Man, oh yeah. Step aside, John. I agree with us, Machine Gun Man. I think that will be the end for me. I am exhausted. I need to power down. But thank you all for showing up and for staying around. Good night, everybody. Le Fin. Au revoir.